Explain the championship belt.
All right, so I was working with a personal trainer at the time. Like, I guess this was about 3 years ago. Brittany Ray, Lady Frost.
Lady
she's
Frost.
Actually
Shout out to Lady Frost.
And she's a pro wrestler. She's been on WWE Monday Night Raw, and with her husband, they're like this really awesome tag team, literally and figuratively. Yeah, I was doing personal training at Wright's Gym in Crafton. Another shout out there. And she was like, "Do you know David Allen?" And I'm like, "No." And she said, "Oh, he does custom suits. You should check into that. Like look into it if you want to get some suits made. He does suits for John Cena and Vince McMahon, and he's right here in Pittsburgh." And I'm like, "No shit." So I hit him up.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I know who he is. I just didn't know he had those types of clients. That's crazy.
Oh, Ric Flair. I mean, that's just to name a few. I mean, I've been to his place, and there's like packages like going out, and it's like to Ric Flair. Like,
shout out to Ric Flair. How you doing, bro?
So yeah, I linked up with him, and did the whole custom suit experience. I got like 2 or 3 suits made with him, and then I found out that he was doing a fashion show to benefit a cause. I forget what it was. I think it was like Susan Coleman or something like that. And they were looking for sponsors for the fashion show. And I said, I'll do that. And I was one of the sponsors. And I found out that he was actually having a bunch of the WWE wrestlers at the fashion show. So like the New Day was there, like Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, just all these wrestlers. I can't think of them all right now, man. I'm not in my wrestling brain right now.
It's all good, man.
Yeah. I don't know how I came up with this idea though, but I was like, well, if David Allen is the suit guy for WWE, then maybe I could be the real estate guy for WWE, at least here in Pittsburgh. So again, I don't know how I came up with this. I don't know how I come up with half the shit I come up with, but I found out that the guy that makes the championship belts for WWE is actually out of Latrobe.
No way.
Yeah, Andrew. It's called Wildcat Belts, and you can get like the actual like legit belts that like the same quality that they have on TV and all that shit made. And so I had that Arkham belt made, and just for that fashion show, and it was kind of like my like coming out party, where it was like I rolled in with that custom David Allen suit, carrying that belt, and I just kind of did it as like to like draw attention to Arkham, but everybody lost their fucking minds at the fashion show. Like I remember like the New Day, like this like 3-piece tag team was being interviewed on the red carpet by this dude like doing interviews or whatever like that. I forget the name of it. I have this whole thing on film. And as they're being interviewed, you can like kind of see me in the background, like getting my picture taken on the red carpet. And the guy doing the interview like sees it out of the corner of his eye, and he's like, oh, hey, well, the champ's here. Hold on, the champ's here. And he completely like cuts off the interview with the New Day, who are like actual WWE superstars, like probably the tag team champions at the time or something like that. And
he
like,
gets you because he thinks you're a wrestler?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And
that's hilarious, dude.
So I go up there and I'm just like completely what's it called? Starstruck, because the New Day is right there, and then I'll do one more whenever you get a chance, Jason. And then, they're throwing this camera in my face, and they're like, what's the name of your company? And I'm like, Arkham Real Estate? I don't know. Like, I was just totally taken aback by the whole thing. I'm like, oh my God, like, why are you doing this to me? He put me on the spot in front of them, like next to them. And yeah, it was hilarious. I'll send you the clip. It was pretty good.
That's funny, man. Yeah, we should put it on like the tail end of this.
Yeah. I was super embarrassed and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I ended up exchanging like information, email addresses with a couple of these guys, like Stu Bennett and Jinder Mahal, and these guys that were interested in buying some real estate around Pittsburgh and stuff. Like, nothing came of it, but it was still cool to kind of like get my feet wet with that. And then I'm almost glad it didn't happen because it was probably too much too soon. It's like, hey, I just got my broker's license and my client is a world famous wrestler. It's almost,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to like get your feet wet first before you have like a high profile client like that. You don't want to like screw something like that up.
Yeah, you just want to have your bases covered.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of how that came about, and then it just like became this thing where everybody that does a transaction with me, like gets to like hold up the belt and feel less. I think for 3 years I've been trying to like come up with like a tagline that isn't totally cheeseball cheesy, like feel like a champion with Arkham Realty.
Oh
like,
God.
Ugh, like I have no idea.
But I get it. I know where you're going with it.
It's just like kind of like this quiet thing where it's just like, yay. Like,
Well, I mean, so not for
nothing.
I've been like in and out of looking for houses over the past couple of years. So I get that it's like, it's a slog, man. Like, it's a long game,
Yeah.
So like I can imagine whenever you finally sign those papers and you get those keys, you feel like a champion, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like you just like made it through like the Royal Rumble, like some slobber knocker, and because it's like this just giant whirlwind of shit and just chaos, and
just landing a rental. Like, I'm a renter right now. Yeah. Like, just landing a rental whenever you're looking. And a lot of the times you are under the gun for that because you have like a lease that's about to run out, but you're trying to get out of that spot. Like, then you get your rental and you're like, oh, thank God. Like, I'm all good now. Like, so if that's how I feel just getting my rental, like, how about never having to look for a house again if I don't want to?